one of my sandals off and show
What?
them?
Oh, you want to show them your new sandals? Yeah. All right, welcome back to Teal House Farm. It's kind of a decently good day today. We're going to finish setting up the new raised bed that we made, which is right now right there. Meow, meow, meow. We have already done some spring planting. I'll show you real quick what we've done. We're going to get this third bed, which is our third bed, moved and filled in so that it's ready when it needs to be planted. All right, so
Was that a good frisbee toss?
this bed and this bed, I topped them off. So we did a bag of potting mix, a bag of topsoil, and a similar amount of compost that we emptied out from the stall in our barn last year. So it's been sitting outside for a year. Don't mess with that. Okay, that's planted. Don't dig there. And then I planted. So in this bed, we planted garlic, which you can't really tell. I just did it. It hasn't sprouted yet.
I can see it.
And in this bed over here, I did 2 different varieties of onions. Looks like this little guy had a lot of rain, so he kind of popped out. I think he goes right there. Get him back in there. So we got red onions and white or yellow onions, and they should start sprouting tops pretty soon. So the question is, where do we put this raised bed I built? Because every inch of this property is somewhat slanted and sideways. And I do want to keep it within this fence so that the wildlife doesn't come digging it. And it sort of keeps the chickens out of here as well. So, what? Put those down on the dirt bags for me. We'll need those in a minute. What are your thoughts? Where should we put that bed?
I think you could either put it up closer here, like kind of next to the stump.
You've got a rock.
I don't know. I think that'd be a good spot for it. Or
I think we
up by
should
the
put it
pole.
into the middle.
I don't want to put it too close to the pole in case they have to come work on the pole. I don't want to have to move a whole raised bed.
Hey, Mom, I think we should put it in the middle of the
you
rest.
could do it right here,
We can put it in the
Right
middle
there.
of the rest.
All right.
or you could do it there, or just like flatten the ground
We can
out.
put it in the middle right
I don't want to
here
have to
where
do any
it's
digging. What if we put it a long ways in front of those two?
Yeah, you could do that.
Let's try that. All right, that looks relatively flat. I think that'll work. All right, JJ, we gotta reinforce it. We gotta put a bar across the middle, and then we're gonna fill it. Okay, so before we get to filling, we do need to go check on our new baby chicks. These are JJ's chore, and she is in charge of the chick operation, and she has been doing a great job. It is a little bit down a hill, and this was a bad place to put a coop back when we built this, because when it rains, it turned into like a mudslide avalanche. So definitely think smart about where you build your coops, but this is where it is for now. We don't have a way to pull it right now, so this is where it's been stuck the last 5 years or so. The chicks are doing great. We check on the water. They definitely need some more food, so we're going to have to take care of that. They're really going through the chick feed right now because they're growing so fast. Sam has a nipple waterer set up for them and a traditional tray waterer. We definitely want to get them all trained to the nipple waterer. That seems to work best long term with a lot of birds because they just don't make a mess with it, especially the ducks. The ducks like to splash in all the water, and with the nipple waterer, they can't do that. And so it keeps the water nice and clean so that they can enjoy it for a long time. JJ gives the chicks their extra food, and she really wants to pick one up, but they are getting much faster, and she's not quite fast enough to get one, but she gives it a good try. We'll come back later, check them out. I'll help her hold one in a little bit. But next we got to get up to the barn. We got to find some wood to finish those raised beds. And this is where everything goes sideways. I just about get into the barn, and I hear some screaming from inside. Sam is inside with the girls, so I know everyone's safe, but trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh my goodness.
And wouldn't you know, somebody had gotten sick to their stomach and thrown up, and then within the next 3 hours, all of the kids were throwing up, and within 5 hours, Sam and I got sick too. So we spent 2 days laying around with buckets and definitely did not finish that raised bed. And then as soon as we were finally feeling better on about day 3, I got a horrible cold, which I am still overcoming. I don't know how the kids got running noses when we have been quarantined in the house for 3 days, but they did, and then I got it. And so this is day 5 here. I finally just make it outside to at least water the garden. But we just haven't been able to make any progress because as soon as I was able to get up out of bed, I got pushed back down with just an awful head cold. So I decided I'm going to take about just 10 or 15 minutes and just do a couple little things because I'm feeling really overwhelmed. Losing a whole week at this time of spring, a whole week's worth of work is just no good. And to add on to that, I start my part-time job here this week as well, and so I'm going to have even less time. If you've been around here long enough, you know that in the spring I work part-time scoring standardized tests that elementary school students take for the public schools, and that takes somewhere between 20 and 40 hours a week. It just depends how many tests there are to score, and I get to do it all from home, but obviously I'm sitting in a computer, I'm not out here in the garden. So I'm just trying to get at least some things done. I'm covering up this old strawberry patch with cardboard so that it kills the remaining strawberries. They won't grow well here. There's not good drainage, so we're restarting one somewhere else. Just gonna use that wheelbarrow to hold down the cardboard. And luckily, even though I had neglected the garden for almost a week, the onions and the garlic are still sprouting and they're looking great, and hopefully now I can stay on top of it. And from here, there'll be no more surprises going into the rest of spring. There's that strawberry patch over there I covered. You can see I still have work to do on this garden bed. There's more cardboard to lay. There was a big storm that came through with hail while I was sick, and it ripped apart the greenhouse, which this is, if you've been around long enough, you know that we have to rewrap the greenhouse every year anyway, but that'll be something else that needs done. But I'm not going to worry about it now. I'll probably just completely unwrap it and just wait till fall to fix it. Got lots of trash to pick up because of the storm. And luckily the second half of the garden bed is actually pretty clear, so we won't have a lot of work to do over here before we can get to planting. So that's all we have because we spent all week being sick. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.